Hello, I decided to do another core exercise video. This was quite a quick one, it should be 7 minutes in total of work time. But this one's more aimed towards people that perhaps are struggling a little bit with lower back niggles when they're exercising. So if you find that you're stopping exercising sometimes because actually you'll find that it actually is tugging on your back and you think, I can't do a lot of the exercises, it just seems to sort of get me aching. Or if you're new to doing core work altogether, then this would be a good place to start. So some of the other stuff has been a little bit more advanced core work, so I decided to sort of step it back a little bit and produce a different video for this specific purpose. Okay, so the thing with this one is some of the exercises you may be familiar with and some of them you may not, but we put them together as part of a 7-minute core workout to hopefully help you get strengthened the whole way through your core. So sometimes when we think about core, people think more about in the abdominal area. It's not just, it is obviously abdominals too, but it's not just about here in our tummy area, it's all about right round here into our backs, into our hips. It's the whole area, our powerhouse of our body, that keeps you strong in everything that you do. So it's vital, even if you're not into sports, just for everyday life, to have a good, strong, healthy core. So I'm going to just show you the exercises as we go through them actually, no big demo at the beginning. The important thing with this, as with all of the videos and any exercise you do, if anything starts to hurt, then please stop immediately. Pain is not to be pushed through. Aching is different, but if you're starting to hurt, then you must stop straight away. Okay, we're going to start with a little bit of loosening up through our sort of back area mostly, but just kind of like overall body really. But I would advise you do a little bit more of an extended warm-up first, but just in case anybody is doing this and they haven't done anything, let's just loosen up a very, very small amount to target specific areas we're working on. And then we do 7 exercises for 30 seconds each. And then we'll get into the next one and I'll show you it and we'll do it together. Okay, and then we're going to repeat everything twice. Oh, that's just my speaker turning itself off. We're going to repeat everything twice. Okay, so it will be 7 minutes in total. We have a minute's break in between the 2 rounds. Okay, right, so let's just loosen off first of all a little bit. Very cautiously, everything that you do, especially if you're working on your back, very, very carefully. So we're going to stretch up nice and tall. We're just going to turn your arms to the side, rotate your body around to the side, and very carefully and cautiously with your legs straight, you're going to sweep round your body and up to the other side and back to centre. And so let's do it again. So turning to the side, rotating your body, round you go, up the other way and into the centre. Let's do one more, round we go. So this is just getting into your spine area and helping to get you mobilised. So round to the other way now, face the other direction, and let's sweep it down just very carefully. No sudden movements, only go as far down as you feel comfortable. We're doing 3 rotations this direction too. Okay, right, just shake off your arms if they're aching a little bit from that. We're going to come down into a lying position now. And we're just going to start by laying flat on your back, bring your knees towards your chest, but just sort of more into tabletop position with your legs really. And then we're just going to bring the knees down to one side and then roll across and bring them to the other side. So bring them across, back to centre and across. And just keep repeating this for a little while. Okay, just hug your knees into your chest and release that. Okay, right, so like I said, should really have done a proper warm-up first, but just wanted to do a couple just to kind of get into your back a little bit if you hadn't. The first exercise we're going to do is the cat and cow stretch, which probably most people are really familiar with. I know I've done it on some of my other videos too, but it's a really good one for back strength and conditioning. So with this one, let's talk it through. You're going to get onto all fours and you're going to make sure that your hands are directly under your shoulders and your knees should be directly under your hips. Okay, from here you're going to arch your back up and inhale as you do so. So we're going to arch up, tuck the chin towards the chest. We're going to hold it there, pushing that back up. And then as you exhale, we're going to dip that back down and bring your chin up in front, pushing your tailbone away. So let's practice that. So inhale, arching up. Just hold it there. Exhale, coming back out, chin comes forwards, tailbone pushes away. Okay, so get yourself into position and we're going to do that one straight away. So we're going to have 30 seconds. So off we go. So inhale, arch back up. And exhale. And keep rotating that. Let's do one more. Okay, great, so that's that one. Right, the next one we're going to do is, it's got different names, but I like to call it a bird dog. I didn't make that up, but that's what I know it as. So again, same position, we're going to start with hands and knees. Again, hands directly underneath your shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips. Now for this one, you're going to extend out one leg, opposite arm and opposite leg. Important thing with this is that your head is not up and nor is it looking down towards your legs. It needs to be in line with your spine, so your gaze should be just towards the floor, but head in line with the spine. Okay, so we're going to try that. So one arm will come up, you're going to reach away, stretch the leg away, stretch the arm away, and then we're going to change to the other side. Just have a little go, head in line with the spine. Okay, and we're going to continue like this. So off you go, 30 seconds. Head in line with the spine, really important. Just imagine, keep pulling that arm and leg away. You want to try and get your arm and leg and your back all in a straight line if you can. And just keep alternating the sides. Just nice and controlled. Okay, so that's that one. The next one we're going to do is tabletop crunches. So for this one, you're going to roll over onto your back. You're going to bring your legs into what we call a tabletop position, so that's your knees are going to be at a 90-degree bend. And you're going to have your hands behind your head. Now I want you to imagine, I know this is quite an old-fashioned thing, you've probably heard this many, many times, an apple underneath your chin. So you need to keep that apple there. That's just going to force your chin back a little bit, because otherwise what people do when they're crunching, they tend to bring that chin into the chest and crunch like this, and that's not good at all. Okay, so you're aiming to crunch up, hands behind your head, chest crunching up towards the ceiling. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to do 30 seconds of those. I want you to make sure first of all that your back is pushed into the mat. Back stays flat on the mat. Okay, so off we go. Crunching up. Keep that apple under your chin so that your gaze is up all the time, looking towards the ceiling. We're not bringing that head forwards. The head is staying where it is. It's a small movement and your back should be pressed into the mat at all times. So keep focusing on pressing that back in, squeezing those abdominal muscles to bring you up. Crunching towards the ceiling. Let's just do a couple more. Okay, lovely. And if you need to, just hug those knees in just to release your back a little bit. That's fine. And then very carefully, going to come to sitting position, because we're going to turn ourselves over onto our fronts. So we're going to do a forearm plank. It's going to be like full plank to modified plank. Okay, so basically we're going to drop our knees. So we'll have to be on our toes in a full forearm plank. I'll show you. Full forearm plank. Head in line with the spine again. Make sure your bottom's not raised too much. Definitely make sure that your bottom is not dipped too much, because that will really stress your back. So nice straight line, and then from here you're going to drop your knees almost to the mat and back up, dipping them down almost to the mat and back up. So not quite touching the mat, and the whole time you must squeeze those abdominal muscles to support you. Okay, are you ready? Get into position, so forearm plank, pushing up now onto your toes, and let's go. 30 seconds, dipping to the mat and back. Head in line with your spine, squeezing your tummy. If at any point this gets too much, just drop your knees down and just hold in a modified plank with the knees on the mat, and everything else is in exactly the same position. Nearly there. Let's do one more. Lovely. Okay, and relax. Right, we're going to do some Superman stretches now. So Superman exercises with a pull if you want to. So basically it's going to look like this. You're going to lay on your tummy. You're going to lift your your legs and your arms at the same time. That's a Superman. Your head in line with spine again. So lift and lower. Now you can just do that if you want to, just to pause for a couple of seconds before you lower, or if you want to up the intensity and work the back a little bit more, you can do it this way. You can lift, pull back, shoulder blades together, back out straight and lower. Let's try that. So lift, pull back, out and lower. Okay, continue with those. If you want to leave out the pull, you can just do the lift and lower, and just pause a little bit each time. Let's just do one more. And relax. Okay. And we've just got one more exercise to do before we have our minute break, and then we'll crack through the round again. And this time we'll get straight on with each exercise without me talking in between. All right. So bicycle abs, basically. So you're going to bring your legs up. You're going to have straight arms, a bit like the old bicycle abs, but with that straight arms. Okay, so straight arms. So we're going to reach opposite arm to the inside of the opposite foot. Okay, so bringing those arms to touch the inside of the foot. Okay, the whole time of this again is important. There's no arch in your back, so just push that pelvis slightly forward to get that back pushed into the mat. Okay, let's try that. Little tiny pelvic tilt. Back is into the mat. Squeeze your tummy to hold it there. Okay, that's vitally important. You don't want your back to be stressed during any of these core exercises. Okay, so if you need to stop at any point, readjust. Think about that little tilt, pushing the back into the mat, squeezing the tummy to hold it there, then that's what you need to do. Okay, you ready? It's going to be straight arms. You ready? Let's go. So opposite hand touches the inside of the foot. Now, if you need to, on this one, if you find it stressing your back too much, keep the legs a little bit more bent. Keep them a little bit higher as well. But if it's not, then you can bring those legs right down. Okay, but obviously the lower those legs go, the stronger your back needs to be. So if it doesn't like that, keep them up higher like this, and just don't bring them down so low. Reaching across. Nearly there. And relax. Okay. All right, so just rest there for a minute. We've literally got 1 minute, and then we're going to go through it all over again. While you're just resting, I'm just going to demo the dead bug to you if you haven't seen this one before, because this is another one that's really, really good for core strength that you can break down to whatever stage you're at. So you would lay with tabletop legs, so 90-degree bend on the legs, and your arms would come straight up to the ceiling. What you would do is you make sure your back is pressed into the floor, and at any point during this exercise, if your back starts creeping up, you need to stop and start again. That's the whole point. That's going to be your main focus in this one. So you're going to bring an opposite arm and opposite leg out straight, and then it returns to the centre, and then you do the same on the other side, focusing on that back. Okay, now that's the full version of the dead bug, and you keep alternating. But if it's too much for you and your back is coming off, you would just start with doing the legs. And the first stage would just be legs bent, tapping the toe down towards the floor. Okay, and the whole point is to try and make sure that back stays pressed into the floor, and that would be stage 1. Okay, from there you might want to try and add the arm, but still with bent leg. Okay, from here you might want to start adding, perhaps just doing one leg straight without the arms, focusing on the back, and then the other leg pressing that back into the floor and just squeezing that tummy. And once you've mastered it, just doing it this way with the straight legs, then you can start very carefully to put in the arms, still again focusing on keeping that back into the floor, and then you're into the full dead bug. So you can break it right down, and first of all, first stage would be to do it with bent legs, but the whole point is to concentrate on that back pushing into the mat. Right, that's your minute break done. So we're going to get straight into cat and cow. Remembering inhaling as we arch up, exhaling as we bring the chin forwards. Okay, on all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and let's go. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale out. Chin forward, spine pushing away. And let's inhale, cat stretch. And that's that one done. Okay, straight into the bird dog now. So same position, stay where you are. We're just going to stretch opposite arm and opposite leg out. Off we go. Head in line with the spine. Push that hand and foot away from each other. Change. Other side. Neck in line. So your gaze should be just straight down towards the floor. Trying to get that nice straight line. Your arm, your body, your back, and your leg. If you find this niggles your back, it might be that your leg is coming up too high. So just make, if it does start aching, just bring the leg down a little bit lower, because it's actually hard to see how in line you are unless somebody's watching you and sees you. So if you find that your back is aching a little bit in that one, it's probably because you're overextending that leg, and that's really easy to do, and I find myself doing that sometimes. So just bring the leg down a little bit in that one. Okay, flipping over, tabletop crunches, knees 90 degree bend, hands behind the head, apple under your chin. You ready? Let's go. Pushing up towards the ceiling, back is into the floor the whole time. Let's do one more and relax. Okay, next we have forearm plank with knee dips. So turning over, get ready. Okay, forearm plank, squeeze the tummy, head in line with spine. Let's go, dipping, almost down to the mat. Squeeze that tummy. Make sure your back is not dipped. Nearly there. One more. And you're done. Okay. Superman now, so dropping down onto your tummy, raising your arms, raising your legs, and got an option of that pull if you want it. You ready? Let's go. Exhale as you come up. Pull back if you want to. Exhale as you come up. Remember that pullback is an option. You don't have to do it. Let's do one more. Okay, and relax. Right, finally we've got our bicycle abs. So, reaching our opposite arm, opposite hand towards our inside of our foot. Remember your arms are straight in this exercise, okay? So remember, lower legs nice and straight if your back feels strong enough. If it doesn't, I'm going to bring the legs a little bit higher to lessen that intensity on your back. But either way, before you start, get in position. Focus on the back. Squeeze your tummy, tilt forward, push the back into the mat, hold it there, and let's begin. Got my plyo box a bit in the way here. Hopefully you've got yourself a little bit more space than I did this morning. Check out your back. How's it doing? Don't be arching it. If you are, just start again. Otherwise, we're actually just about to finish. And we're finished. Right. Okay, go straight into a full body stretch. Fingertips push away from toes. Now hug your knees in towards your chest. And just rock around a little bit from side to side, just gently. Just going to get you to do a little circle with those knees, just very gently, and then round the other way. Okay, feet onto the floor, arms outstretched to the side, and then just drop your knees to one side. And I want you to look away in the opposite direction. Let your body sink into this and just relax. And very carefully come back to centre. And very carefully drop your knees to the opposite side and face the other way. Okay, from here we're going to very cautiously stand up, so however you feel comfortable to do this, you can turn onto your side and you can use your arms to assist you coming up nice and gently, very slowly.
Your current location is 26 Ash Close,
Oh,
Swanage BH 19
nice.
TF.
My phone's decided to start talking to me. Let's just stop that, shall we? That was a little bit weird. Okay, right, just before we finish, I'm just going to get you to stretch off your back a little bit more. I want you to begin by just rolling forward the shoulders. So push the shoulders forward and then continue to roll that back down until you feel that nice stretch on your back, and then hold it there, but concentrate on keeping those shoulders forward. Just relax your neck. We're not aiming to get down to the floor with this. If you need to get a little bit further to stretch the back, but the hamstrings at the back of your legs are too tight, just bend your knees a little bit to allow that back to just actually can stretch down a little bit more through the back. Because this isn't about stretching your hamstrings. Okay, very carefully, big breath in as you come back up to standing. Hands behind your lower back, pushing back those elbows, opening up that chest. And we're going to do that exercise one more time, okay? So very carefully, let your body come back to normal. Pushing those shoulders forward and just really rounding through them, rounding that back. Bend the knees just slightly to allow a little bit more stretch. And when you feel that nice stretch through your back, just stop there. Relax your neck. Push through your heels to come back up to standing. Very gently, very slowly. Your head is the last thing to come up. Push the shoulders back. Stand nice and tall. Just take in a couple of nice deep breaths. Okay, alright then guys, hopefully that will be some benefit to you. Continue to work your way through those exercises until you feel a little bit stronger to move on to something a little bit more advanced. But hopefully that will help you to build up a bit of a stronger core to help you with the rest of your exercise regime or just normal life. Okay, thanks very much guys then. Take care. Bye bye.